What's up, guys and girls? It's good to see you today on the Speak and See Show. I ask you like and subscribe and click that notification button so when I get information out, you can get information in. I wanted to go over real quickly today on what is going on and where our EIDL grants, the $10,000 EIDL grants that was promised to us in the CARES Act, where they stand. Right now, as far as where they stand, they're probably going to be safe up until the beginning of October when we'll know more about it. Because what's happening right now is Senator Joe Manchin has just come out and said, look, I told Bernie, hell no, I ain't signing no $3.5 trillion bill. I just ain't going to do it. We got to take a step back. We got to pause. Now, we all know Bernie Sanders is a socialist, out of the closet, straight up socialist, who wrote the bill. And that's really not good for small business. Socialism doesn't want small business. They want big government. And small business kind of takes away a little bit of their power. Let me go ahead and go over what's going on right now. And here's what Joe Manchin had to say.
I would ask my colleagues and all of the Senate to hit the pause button on the 3.5. Hit the pause button. Let's sit back. Let's see what happens.
So with that said, he's telling everybody, he's even encouraging the Senate right now to chill out, guys. Let's take a look at what we're doing here.
We've got so much on our plate. We really have an awful lot. I think that would be the prudent, wise thing to do. I know they're going to go nuts right now because it's probably being, what I just said is going to all my caucus in Washington.
Here they come.
The night before we voted on the bipartisan infrastructure bill, Bernie Sanders wanted to talk to me. And Bernie and I respect Bernie truly.
I respect that socialist.
Is a very, very much a socialist. He really is, and he makes no bones about it. I know where he's coming from. I know who he is, and I respect that. He don't make any bones. He don't try to hide it. So Bernie said, Joe, you know I can kill this bill, which is the bipartisan infrastructure bill. And I said, Bernie, I know you probably could if you wanted to. And I says, I guess if people in Vermont don't need the roads fixes, bridge fixes, water, sewer, internet, I go home and tell them the hell with you. You're not going to do it. That's all. I said, yeah, you can kill it. Go ahead. And he said, well, I can kill on the other side. And I said, well, go over and tell them to go home and tell everybody what you don't need. Then he looked at me and said, you going to vote for the $3.5 trillion? I said, hell no, Bernie, I'm not voting for $3.5 trillion. He says, looked at me and said, well, at least you're honest with me.
And there we go. There we have it. That's pretty much what I wanted to show you, is that Joe Manchin has just come out and said, look, I ain't voting for it. And Bernie even said, yep, I know you're not voting for it now. At least he's honest with me. So that right there means the EIDL loans and EIDL grants are pretty much going to stay where they're at, but so is the policy map and so is the 30% loss. So nothing will be changing on the EIDL grants for up until probably early October. Nancy Pelosi said she wanted to have this thing done by September 27th. If it was done by the 27th and things were to be signed, it would probably still be early October before that actually occurred, unless she comes out and says, okay, we're going to go ahead and pass the infrastructure fiscal 1.2 trillion. We're going to go ahead and pass that because we know that that's a good thing. And we know that people need roads and stuff, but also in that 1.2 trillion is your EIDL grant program. But if you're not getting it if we're not getting it anyway right now, then go ahead and give it to companies that the businesses that need it, and come back with something that will, like Ben Cardin said, we're going to come back and fix what we did. I don't know about whether he's really going to do the CARES Act way. I highly doubt Ben Cardin would come back to implement the CARES Act way. They would have done that already if they had such a big plan on doing so. They would come back with more red tape than ever, I do believe. However, I don't believe the policy map would be there, but there would probably be a lot more restrictions, and not just everybody who got the 1,000 would get the other 9,000. It's just, that just seems to be a thing of the past. Hopefully it's not. We'll see how it goes. And then there is a vote coming up in next year in 2020, in 2022. Maybe they're going to use that as like a carrot to dangle in front of the small business owner's face to say, vote for this person. He wants to give you that $10,000 grant as promised in the CARES Act. We did that once with Ossoff and Warnock. Neither one of them came out. Neither one of them has signed the S513, as we wish they would. Where are you at? Where are they at? Why didn't they do this already? Well, they became part of the political zoo and screwing all small businesses right now of our $10,000 EIDL grants. But we're going to keep on fighting. We're not going to stop. I know Jason McElhome's out there fighting for you. I am out here fighting for you as well. and we're not going to stop putting pressure on our Congress, on our senators, which I would like to encourage right now. We're going to have a month to do it. Today's the 4th of September, so we've got time to contact our state and local legislative officials and say, look, we need to get this EIDL grant back into the hands of the small business owners as promised in the CARES Act. What are you going to do for me? Because elections are coming up, and now you're on the chopping block. If you don't do anything for us, we're going to have to find somebody that will. That's the way it is. That's the way it goes. Somebody say, hey, first of all, thank you all for watching. Once again, we went over 4 million views last week. And hopefully we can keep this ball rolling with the small businesses. We've developed quite a family here, a friendship, and we are iron sharpening iron with questions that we may have about these EIDL loans, EIDL grants, the PPPs, and other small business questions that people come onto this channel and find. Sometimes you find your answers directly in the comments. So guys, like, subscribe, and somebody say, hey, I want my 10K.
Give it to me. Give it to me. Yeah.